Okay, hi guys, welcome to our YouTube channel, The Famous Four. If you're not already subscribed, make sure you hit that subscribe button and hit that like button. Oh yeah, if you're wondering where the other two are, they're on vacation in Hawaii, but they'll be back soon.
Alright, today we're going to be doing a try not to cry challenge.
Yeah, I guess let's just get started.
Alright.
One day, before I realized that kids are not designed to climb trees, I fell out of a tree and bruised the right side of my body. I didn't want to tell my grandmother about it because I was scared I'd get in trouble for playing somewhere I shouldn't have been. A few days later, the gym teacher noticed the bruise and I got sent to the principal's office.
Dude, these cartoons are making me laugh. Just change your video. It's not even sad at all.
Nice lady who had both.
So I'm like a really... Okay, so you found the video?
Oh yeah. So, I don't know about this one, but you chose it, so let's just play it.
He was as a surprise in the store.
I don't get it.
Wait, yo. It slipped.
Okay, how's this the try not to cry challenge? This is like...
You can't swim, dude.
Okay, but that's like me in swimming class. Like, I don't see a difference.
For the first time ever recorded.
Don't you understand? Like, it's not the only polar bear. There's so many more like it.
Okay, but like... I don't know. Like, okay, I guess it's a
It's
problem.
trying to get out. It can't even get
Okay,
out.
yo, but this is not gonna get us the views. We're trying to try not to cry challenge here. Nah, I can't watch this, man. It's too boring. Tell me you found a better video.
It's stuck. I have to do something. I know, my science textbook has a polar bear on it.
Five minutes later.
Oh, I'm like, Mr. Judd, is that you?
No, I'm the ghost of climate change. Faison, did you know the largest scale indicator of climate change has been global warming? The increase in average temperature of the atmosphere and oceans that has been measured over the past 100 years. The rate of increase has accelerated since the 1960s. That's a long time. The actual amount and rate of warming are also uncertain due to natural fluctuations from year to year and sources of bias resulting from where measurements have been taken. However, indirect indicators of warming such as melting glaciers and support the evidence from direct measurements of temperature. The surface area of Arctic sea ice has been shrinking since the first satellite measurements in the late 1970s. The average sea level has risen between 10 and 15 centimeters over the past 100 years. As parts of the world's ocean became warmer, changes in ocean pH and sea level have occurred. Research indicates that between 1751 and 2004, surface ocean pH dropped from approximately 8.25 to 8.14. Causes of rising sea levels. About half of the increase is due to the observed melting of glaciers and ice caps. The other half is a result of the thermal expansion of seawater due to increased temperature. Cause of rising ocean acidity. Scientists estimate that the oceans have absorbed about half of all carbon dioxide produced from fossil fuel emissions over the past 200 years. Some of the dissolved gas forms carbonic acid, which lowers the pH of the water. Lower pH means that the water is more acidic. High temperature increase of the rate of evaporation. When warm, moist air rises and cools in the upper atmosphere, it produces rain or snow. The high Arctic has been experienced the largest increase in precipitation since 1948. While regions of southwestern Canada have experienced little change in the precipitation rates. Alright, class has ended, guys. Any questions?
Hey, can you show me more pictures about polar bears?
Look over there. There's a big polar bear right there.
Where? Where'd you go? Oh, that was crazy, Gene. Alright, let's continue our research.
Well, Faison, you just had a blast from the past. Now let's take it to the present.
Why is it broken?
Well, Faison, this is what our home's gonna look like if we keep on continuing our ways.
Why are we in the Arctic? It's so cold here.
Okay, Faison. Climate change is a change in global climate patterns, greatly attributed by the decreased amounts of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere caused by the burning of fossil fuels. Climate change takes place over hundreds of millions of years. So the basics of the Earth's climate is divided into 4 seasons: winter, spring, fall, and summer. This is caused by the rotation as its tilt affects the season and its corresponding climates. Climate also includes various different characteristics, including temperature, wind velocity, and precipitation. All of these averaged out over a prolonged period of time, and this is the cause of climate. The energy from the sun is the most important factor that affects the climate on the Earth. The energy produces heat, which ultimately produces the rains, the winds, and other features of this climate. Along with the energy from the sun, another factor that plays a role in the climate change is the latitude of the Earth. The latitude of the Earth is the reason why some places, for example Ecuador, is much hotter than the Arctic. The angle at which the sun's rays hit the Earth depends on how hot that area is. A perfect example would be the equator, as the rays hit the equator at 90 degrees, forcing the countries of that area to be very hot. Okay, now let's look at some things that affect climate change. First off is the greenhouse effect. This is a natural warming caused when gases in the Earth's atmosphere absorb thermal energy that is radiated by the sun and the Earth. Wind is the movement of air from an area of high pressure to an area of low pressure. The cause of all winds, is a result of uneven heating of the Earth's surface. The movement of wind also affects the direction of the water of the ocean. As the ocean absorbs energy from the sun, the movement of water results in the transfer of heat around the Earth's surface, this being another factor. The hydrosphere is a collective mass of water found under, on, and over the surface of the Earth in the form of liquid water and ice, and also water vapor. Along with the wind, water transfers heat from one part of the world to another. Ocean covers about 2/3 of the world's surface, and also it can hold up to much more heat than atmosphere can. An interesting fact is that top 2.3 meters of the world's ocean holds as much heat as all of the planet's air does.
Oh, environmentalist Nate Kazuki, can we go now? It's getting kind of cold.
Yeah, let's get on my right. It's right there.
How are we gonna get in that?
Trust the process, Faison.
Alright, we're back. I might as well do some research right now.
Oh good, you're here.
Vijay, what are you doing here?
I'm not Vijay. I'm the ghost of climate change future.
Oh my god, not again!
No, seriously, listen, this is important. Have you like looked outside your house recently?
Not really.
Have you seen the future?
I've been here all day.
It's horrible, it's chaos. It's like the worst state of Earth yet. Okay, here, I'm gonna show you 2 different things that we needed as humans. So the greenhouse effect, right? The natural warming caused when gases in Earth's atmosphere absorb thermal energy that is radiated by the sun and Earth. This is a natural part of the Earth's climate system. The Earth's atmosphere absorbs thermal energy from the sun and the thermal energy that is emitted by the Earth's surface. This process helps to keep the Earth's temperature fluctuations within a certain range. Without this process, most of the solar energy reaching Earth would radiate back into space, and the average temperature at the planet's surface would be about 34 degrees Celsius lower than it is today. Oh, now don't even get me started about carbon sinks. Carbon sinks, those things are so important. They're natural systems that suck up and store carbon dioxide from the atmosphere or anything that absorbs more carbon than it releases as carbon dioxide. The main natural carbon sinks are plants, the ocean, and soil. Plants grab carbon dioxide from the atmosphere to use in photosynthesis. Some of the carbon is transferred to soil as plants die and decompose. The oceans are a major carbon storage system for carbon dioxide. Marine animals also take up the gas for photosynthesis, while some carbon dioxide simply dissolves in the seawater.
See, I don't really fully understand this, but those 2 sound like good things.
Okay, yeah, but like, that's the problem. These things, they're not working like they used to. Forests have been cleared and large carbon sinks that used to help us are not available anymore. Excess gas tipped the balance of the greenhouse effects and now are causing harm to the environment. These gases are coming from cars and factories that humans love so much to use. Here, I'm going to snap my fingers and you're going to see what it looks outside. I suggest you close your eyes. You need to prepare yourself. 3, 2, 1. Look at the earth.
Where are we?
This is the outside of your home.
My home? What happened to my home?
I'm telling you, climate change is a really important problem that we need to address in the present. This is a figment of your imagination. When you wake up from your dream, you will wake up from your dream. When you wake up, you need to make a difference. You need to change the world, okay? You need to ensure that this never happens, never takes place. Do you want a home?
I want a home!
Okay, then wake up! Wake up, make a difference! Wake up! Wake up. Wake up. Wake up.
Whoa, what's going on?
I don't know, you're sleeping. You fell asleep on top of your science sleep. I don't know who reads on this right time, but do you want to move out or something?
No, why?
Because you said something about like houses. I think you wanted a new greenhouse or something. And you wanted new sinks. I don't know, with carbon or something like that. I don't know.
No, I gotta talk to you about climate change. You might want to take a seat for this one.
Okay. Okay, so I sat down. What's so important that you needed to tell me?
So before I fell asleep, I made this PowerPoint.
Okay.
So let's talk about climate change. There's a growing evidence that climate change is anthropogenic. During the Industrial Revolution, humans became heavily reliant on the use of fossil fuels. So these are like coal, oil, natural gas. These fossil fuels power newly invented methods of transportation and manufacturing. So like we use them in our everyday lives, like trains, automobiles, ships, factories, airplanes, farming, mining equipment, home furnaces, electricity generating stations. But we don't really think about it, right?
Yeah.
So once these fossil fuels are burned, they become pollutants in the form of gases. So the level of concentration of these gases have increased and now play a part in the greenhouse effect. So the greenhouse effect normally is always balanced, but the increase of these pollutants have like harmful effects on us.
Okay. So, what should we do?
Make a video.
Make a video? You want to do a skit? We haven't done one of those in a while.
Yeah, let's call down Ethan and Brooke from Hawaii.
Okay, I'll call them up. We'll film it today and we'll release the video tomorrow.
Alright.
Alright, let's do this.
What a hot day, bro.
Can I have some water, please?
Yeah, sure.
Thanks, man.
Yo, pick that up, bro. You're ruining the earth.
How?
Look, have you thought about the polar bears that we recently saw?
Oh, yeah.
Bro,
Sorry, bro.
the heat is breaking their icebergs. Come on, pick that up too. And that.
Come on, man.
Nah, too bad. Pick it up and throw it out. Go all the way to the garbage can.
Hey, Ethan, what are you doing?
I'm texting my mom to pick up some groceries. Oh, could you water my plants for me while I text my mom?
No problem, man. I have a question. Why do you have this building?
Oh, because as you can see, plants grab carbon dioxide from the atmosphere to use in photosynthesis. Some of this carbon is transferred to soil as plants die and decompose. As also, carbon sinks are natural systems that suck up and store carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, or anything that absorbs more carbon than it releases as carbon dioxide.
Are you done texting your
Send.
mom?
Yeah, I'm about to send it soon. Alright, maybe water where it wants more.
Okay.
Help the environment. Thanks, bro. Later, bro. Bye.
Yo, that class is so tiring. I think I'm gonna call an Uber.
Yeah, me too, but I think we should take the bus.
Why? I mean, this time of the day, like, bus is gonna be so crowded. I'm gonna have to stand. I don't think my legs can hold up.
Yeah, I know, but like the bus is better for the environment. Like, because so many people are using it, it takes up less fossil fuels.
Oh, I guess you're right. It's like carpooling, right? Something like that.
Yeah.
Alright, fine. We'll take the bus. Oh yeah, what are you doing?
Drinking light bulb.
Why? Wasn't it working like fine just a second ago?
Yeah, I know, but I'm putting in a CFL, a compact fluorescent light bulb. It works a lot better and it's better for the environment.
Oh, got you. Here, let me try turning it on. Done?
Yeah.
Alright. Let me just turn it on, see if it works. Alright, let's go. Oh shoot, I forgot to turn it off. You should probably do that too.
Make sure whenever you leave the room, turn the lights off.
Okay, true. Yo, it's actually pretty chilling here for the summer. You mind if I turn the thing down?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, yeah. So I read online too that on thermostat, if you turn it 2 degrees Celsius lower in the winter and 2 degrees up in the summer, then you'll be saving a lot of energy, which is good for the environment too.
Why are you looking this up?
Oh, it's like climate change project, and like I was searching up ways to like conserve energy, and like apparently if you do this like small thing, it saves up like 2,000 pounds of carbon dioxide because heating and cooling takes up like almost half of your house's energy. So yeah,
Alright.
you should probably do this in the winter too.
That's pretty cool.
Yo, sorry, real quick, can I just like go and dry this in your dryer because I spilled some water on it at school? So is that good with you?
Yeah, I think it would be a better idea to put it on the balcony over there. Let it air dry. It's a lot better for the environment too.
Yeah, smart thinking. Oh yeah, that should be good. Alright, 30 minutes.
Alright, great.
Hope you guys enjoyed that video and learned something new.
Make sure to like and comment.
We came all the way from Hawaii for you guys, the subscribers.
And if you're not already subscribed, make sure to do that right now. And press the notification button to keep up with all of our news videos.
Oh yeah, we also made a quiz down below, so you guys can win some free merchandise.
And along with this quiz, we have this interesting case study involving many UK organizations and Coca-Cola. So make sure you go read that.
And if you guys want to learn more about the history of climate change, there's a timeline in the description too. So make sure you click that too.
You can watch another one of our videos right over here. It's about our personal opinion on climate change.
Alright, bye guys.
Bye.
Alright, Famous 4, let's see how much you know about climate change. What can people do at a personal level to reduce the effect of climate change?
Alright, so people in general, they can just walk out of their house, and if they see garbage or waste, they can just pick it up and throw it out. That's one way of helping in climate change. Another way is that if they want to travel from one point to another point, instead of driving their own car and wasting the gas, they can use a bus, they can carpool with someone, or they could just bike there if it's a short distance, and yeah, that can help. Also, if you see like a garden or some plants that you see that the leaves or the plants are dying, you could water it, as that helps carbon sinks.
Some things you can do inside the home is that you can instead of using a dryer to dry your clothes, you can use a clothesline and just hang your clothes on that and let it air dry. Oftentimes we leave the lights on whenever we're not using them, so you can always turn them off whenever you're not using them. So make sure before you go to sleep, just turn off all the lights in your home. And if there's certain lights in your house that take up a lot of energy, you can change the light bulb into a more energy efficient light bulb. So
What have youth done to combat climate change?
you'd be surprised actually what youth have done all around the world. Youth have led initiatives in many countries, 3 important ones being Kenya, Ecuador, and the Philippines.
For example, in the Philippines, youth have used singing, dancing, and other forms of art to defend rights against mining companies who are eager to develop forested lands.
Another example is the youth of the Turkana indigenous community of northern Kenya. They're hosting radio shows and hosting tree planting campaigns to protect their lands.
And youth all over the world, they bring their demands to the Paris Climate Conference, and that's where they discuss their demands.
Yeah.
Alright, how are organizations motivating others to tackle climate change?
Okay, as I was looking through my information, I found that Coca-Cola, a large soft drink organization, was teaming up with about 80 other UK companies into building a low carbon environment, and they are doing this by reducing carbon footprint. And basically, for those of you that don't know, carbon footprint is the amount of carbon compounds and carbon dioxide emitted in the production of their products. So Coca-Cola is doing this by investing a lot of their money, about 66 million, into buying and investing in new machines that will help achieve this goal. So I think for about 2020, they're looking to reduce the carbon emissions by a third. 2017, they're estimated to reduce their carbon emissions by 48%.
So for our last question of the day, what innovative steps are communities and cities taking to reduce the negative impact of anthropogenic factors?
So something I find really cool is actually not here, but in France. So what they're doing is they're taking new commercial buildings and on their roofs they're planting trees and like gardens and putting up solar panels. So this helps in many ways. Like we talked about before, plants help reduce the amount of carbon dioxide in our atmosphere and provide us with oxygen. And the use of solar panels and renewable energy decreases the amount we use fossil fuels and just helps us overall.
Alright. So you guys do know your stuff. Thanks for your time.
Thanks for having us. Yeah, anything for subscribers.
Right, see you.